Good morning. Good morning. Saturday morning, sun is shining. God's in his heaven. And I'm in the workshop. There we are. Oh, we've now got internet again. After a month, I think. But nearly a month. We finally ended up with an engineer who found what the problem was. So there you are. We're sorted again. Dear. Yes, it's a long story, and I won't bore you with it. This is for sure. Like, you know, what have we been up to? We've been up to lots of different things actually, and I should have been filming bits and pieces, but I've been neglectful. Bloody lazy, I think, more than anything. Can't be bothered. But I have been quite busy with sticks, refurbishing some very nice sticks there. Women brought up to me and putting them back on their feet and repairing this and that. Quite nice, very nice. So, and selling a few and making a few. I'm checking out where that one was there. It'll be somewhere. I should have dug that out to show you. It worked out quite nice. Can't see it round about me, then amongst the other ones. But no, building foot scrapers, and a bit of art in the garden. Odds and sods, basically keeping busy. And meeting people who are been on the trail of some of my videos. Joe and Anne, who stopped the other week there to show me photographs of one of the videos I had been speaking about, a lich gate that I had built, and was no longer in place and it was lying. And they had tracked it down and took some photographs and showed me it, and it's quite interesting actually. I says, oh, there you go. I says, so I've got a trail now. I've got people following the trail. So, but they're very nice. And Joe, of course, had told me, and he'd been watching some of the videos and had seen the potassium permanganate one. And I was to tell the story of, I think it was his grandfather. And see, I didn't know this, that it seemed like it was a treatment, potassium permanganate was a treatment for smelly feet at one time. How it worked, I'm not really sure, but it was similar. And his grandfather had asked him to sort out the basin of water and put a certain amount of potassium permanganate in it, and like Joe had overdosed the whole thing. The funny thing about it was that his grandfather's feet were stained for considerable time after that because there was far too much put in. And I was to tell the story. They're a lovely couple, meeting them back and forward there. And I'd forgotten all about it. And just remembered it now there when we happened to speak about this. My memory's just short altogether. But yes, and in the back of me there, you've probably seen there, is the opposite ends of these bench ends. This is the modern equivalent at the back here. And this that comes as composite type of panels that go into them. There's not going to be a long bench, this one. This is to be cut down to be a short bench, but I'm at the opposite end of things now. Where I was from the Victorian stuff there for a while, I'm now into the more modern stuff. And they can't even be bothered when they cast these things nowadays. They can't even be bothered dressing them off and finishing them. The rough edges on them, you cut yourself to bits on them. So I've had to go for the edges and knock all the sharp bits off and whatnot. But they come at a price, and that's the way it works. So there you are. And so I'm busy getting that ready, and there's enough the mahogany left to build a seat round about it and just put, it's only going to be in total width about 24 inches, 2 feet. Come and go, because I'll fit it up, I'll make it to fit up this back panel So between 23, 24 inches, something like that about there, like, you know. We'll come down to final size at the end, but I'm going to have to go and change the blade on the bench, so I put the tungsten tip one on. The blade that's on it right now, I had a firewood blade on. Well, it wasn't a fire, it was more than a firewood blade, but I was using it for that, basically. But it won't handle this stuff. This requires a tungsten tip, so we will do that. But yes, but there's a nice staff there. It's a nice one. It's sycamore. I should have had it over beside me, but I've not organised this morning. I think I've bailed out because Races wanted to discuss politics with me on a Saturday morning. I don't discuss politics anytime, and certainly not on a Saturday morning. Of course, SNP is the ongoing saga of. Somebody was talking to me a while back about it. You're not interested in politics, Jim? Oh, I says, why would you try and make any sensey nonsense? I says, it's a waste of your life, like, you know. I mean, there is no point to it at all, period. I know people feel really strongly about the whole thing, but what concerns us really at the end, what concerns me at the end of the day is that they look after the country. But that's a different thing altogether. And the people in it, but they tend to lose track of that. But, Lola, we had Lola. Behind me, wands. She's into wands. Lola came and bought a stick from me, and we were talking about wands, and so had I known about them, cast a spell on you. But this is this is going to be a Cinderella, and there's a Prince Charming one to be at the back of it too. To pair off, plus other things. Once I get started on these things, I tend to so Prince Charming and Cinderella. These actually had another life as ornaments, believe it or not. And but by the time I'm finished with them, they'll be a different thing altogether. And so I'm having a little bit of fun with this. I didn't know about it, never really. See the prices of the bloody things. You go, Harry Potter. I had an actual one. I had one in here a while back there. It was proper Harry Potter one that was bought from their merchandise, and like, you know, £60 it cost. Yeah, okay. Needless to say, so there's money in magic, right? So we're busy chucking around with these things. Chucking around with any bloody thing, like, you know. But the wee bench thing, I'm going to finish that. I'll do that work and get that finished and such. But I just about bloody cut my hand on as I say, when they're cast, that's the story. Talking about dressing. When I was a young lad, I got a job with North British Steel, Mingus's Steel Foundry in Bathgate at the time. And the job I got was spraying the castings. Something had happened, and to the chaps that had been in there, and the two of them ended up basically off sick at that moment in time, so they were stuck for somebody to. I had just come out of the army at the time, and I had a bit of spray painting. That's where I started away as. So I had a bit of experience in spray painting. So, needless to say, I got put to that. Well, the job centre at the time wasn't a job centre, the dole as they called it. Said I went away down and got a job anyway, filling in, and I had this young lad that worked with me at the time. And it was alright, it was foundries, I mean, it was a huge foundry, North British. And the noise was phenomenal. I mean, just, dear God. Where we worked wasn't too bad, but the rest of it was something else. But needless to say, I was in there, it was bloody easy spraying gas. There was no finesse to this blinking thing, like, you know. You know, don't worry, you just lashed the bloody paint on, that was it, like, you know. And it was well set up and it was no problem. But anyway, after so long, it was coming to an end, and the chaps that did it were coming back. And so there was no need for me to be there as such. And I always remember the chap, the manager at the time, Appleby his name was, had come to me and said to me, "Oh, Jim," he says, "I know this is your time, you're finished here as such," he says, "but there's a job in the dressing shop," he says, "if you're interested." And I, at the time, hadn't seen the dressing shop, I hadn't been anywhere bloody near the dressing shop. I didn't really know what it entailed. He says, "If you want that," but there was good money, the money that was the difference in it, like, you know. I said, "Oh, I'll try that out." I said, "Oh, gee whiz." I didn't get half a shift in. Oh my God almighty, how people spend their working days in there on that. And anybody who's worked at this game and been in food will know exactly what I'm speaking about there. Oh, dear, bloody, a most horrendous job. I mean, they couldn't pay enough for to do that. And no. I find I struggle to compare it to something that people would actually know. But it was hell. It was like, if you were imagine what hell would be like, it would be pretty bloody close, I think, like, you know. But no, we packed up and I went along to his office. I says, "No, thanks for that." I said, "But no thanks." "It'll not suit you, Jim." I said, "No, that'll not suit me." I says, "No chance." Oh God almighty. And most of my life I've tried to avoid work that I didn't really want to be involved in or do. And there has been times you've had to do things just for the money because you needed it. But oh dear God. So I say, no, that's no way to spend your time, and that's for sure, like, you know. Something for any job satisfaction, I don't think, like, you know. Strong back, a weak mind. They're the two words. They're the words that spring to mind. Anyway, I'm going to leave it. Time's going to be rattling on, and as I say, we're BT's back on. It's taken them a while, but well, they've got round to it, like, you know. It actually ended up with a lad here that looked as if he was capable of sorting this problem. I says, "You're the first person I've seen here that looks as if he's capable of finding out what's wrong." Oh, there, that is the time. And sure enough, he was. He sorted it out, no problem. So we had a month of the internet just being there and then gone. All it was a cable that was coming away from the house. When they re-poled us at the back of the garden there, the guys didn't get the same position for the pole. So instead of the cable leaving the house, clearing we moved it across, and it was rubbing away, of course. That's just got a bit of cable in the house. I went, it's marvellous. There we are. But anyway, all the best. So we'll see where we get back and do a little bit. That's it. But all the best, and we'll catch you again. Cheers.